The following program has been rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Hello viewer, welcome to Chungu cha Jamii. Happy New Year. How was your year? How did you VUCA from 2023 to 2024? How did you spend your time? Today we are talking about reflecting in the past year. How was 2023 for you? The new year resolutions that you wrote, the goals, what have you achieved? What have you pushed forward to 2024? These are some of the things that you're looking back into. Send in your question, your comments across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. I'm not alone. I have guests with me who are going to help us to understand better on how they did their 2023, how we are reflecting together with them, so that you back at home, you can also check and look. What did you miss out? What do you need to improve? Where do you need to tighten up the note? Where do you need to hold back, set back, all that? Let's interact, and I will allow them to introduce themselves. Welcome guests, starting maybe with you here.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Njeri. I'm a student and also a fitness and sports enthusiast. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to the show. Madam
Thank you so
Elizabeth.
much.
And to you.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year. My name is Pastor Silas Amandos, and I'm happy to be here, and I know we are going to have a wonderful session. Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. Amandos, and to you, sir.
Thank you, Eunice. My name is Benjamin. I'm a mind education specialist. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year to you, our guest, once again, and thank you for coming in this new year. And to you, our viewers back at home, my name is, I'm your host, Eunice Mugo. And to start with, we are reflecting in the past year. Maybe to start with you, Eliza, and 2023, maybe briefly, you can tell us how has it been for you, being a fitness sports enthusiast and also a student. How do you balance these two, and how has the year been for you until now that you're in a new year?
Okay, I spent the year at IYF as a volunteer. So actually I'm also part of the dance ministry. So, okay, sports, fitness, dance, it's like one and the same thing. So the year, when we were starting, it was a bit tough. There were so many challenges, but continuously we were able to overcome step by step. And I can say 2023 was one of my best years because for me personally, I love traveling. So I was able to like get an opportunity to go to one of my favorite countries, Korea. I was able to fly with the best flight, the Emirates. Like I enjoyed everything. And now we were attending the World Camp Festival in Korea. So I was able to also mingle and interact with these other international delegates from all over the world. I was able to associate with people from Puerto Rico, Mexico, India, and so many other countries. And it was so good because I was able to also broaden my perspective. And because Korea is a first world country, I was able to like learn so many things from there. The things that I feel like us Kenyans or us youths, we can be able to also incorporate in Kenya. Yeah, so it was very wonderful, and I'm willing to see what 2024 has in store.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, those that who wenye walibarikiwa mwaka ikawaangazia tuka-travel nje, amen. Coming back to you, Mr. Almond, as a youth pastor, and listening to Liz and also the youth that you've been mentoring and counseling, how has the year been, more so to the youth? Because I feel everyone is affected or affected, but the youth more so, because some have goals, some don't have goals, some don't have purpose as to why they are still alive, why they are here. But we start a year well, but once they get challenges, like she said, they have started with a lot of challenges, but they are able to overcome a day at a time. Most of the youth make it, some don't, in terms of overcoming the challenges that they do face in their day-to-day life. When you're talking to them, what do they say? And how was the year for them?
Thank you so much. Having served the young people, especially now looking at the year that ended, that is the year 2023, I realized that there are a lot of issues that young people are going through. And one of the things that come out very clearly is that no one understands them. And you realize that they feel, especially that those who are staying with their parents, they feel that parents do not understand them. They are not getting the much needed support from their parents. And so they're in a vacuum. They don't know where to run to in case of challenges. You realize, especially in our country, we have been going through the economic challenges that have been high. And so it has been affecting parents. So you realize there are bit I have to understand about the parents. There are things they cannot be able to provide because of the constraint, but also the young people, they are not able also to come down and understand that actually whatever my parents are doing, they are doing it for my good. I think at their level, they are not able to see it, but later on they are going to understand. Later on they are going to appreciate, but for this time they are going to see as if no one is supporting them, no one is understanding them. And then there's this aspect when they start the year, there's a lot of resolutions. I want to do like 10 things this year, I want to achieve the next, I want to be this and this. But as time goes by the time they are in May, June, they are like, hey, see you later, come. In other words, they have reached a point, they have given hope, they have lost direction. And I feel there's a challenge with the society. We lack role models for the young people. Because the people that the young people are looking up to, how they are carrying themselves, especially in the social media, that gives a wrong picture of really who they are. And the young people are emulating what they see in the social media. They think that is now fun. That is the lifestyle that they need to have. And because they cannot be able to get that lifestyle, at the end they get depressed. So for me this year, I've seen a lot of challenges, a lot of cases, especially cases of the suicidal cases, depression cases. There have been a rise, especially in the year 2023. Yes.
To you, Mr. Benjamin, as a mind education specialist and one who deals with the world of the heart, like Pastor Almond has mentioned about the suicidal cases which are on the rise, mental health cases which are on the rise, especially affecting the youth. When he mentioned about youth wanting support from their parents and not being able to get the support that they require, and also not understanding, where do we now place these youths to show them that it's not your parents' fault, but you can also step out, step forward, do A, B, C, D. Instead, because a wise man once told me, instead of accusing other people of not being able to help or support you, try to do something yourself. If you wanted to be helped to 10, help yourself to 3, 4. They'll see the need, they will push. And if not those that you're expecting them to push you, someone else will see your efforts and your resilient into pushing on to the maybe projects that you're having or whatever this is all about, and they are going to help you. How is it?
For me, I would say in mind education, we are based on 3 pillars, which are very key. One of them is critical thinking. Critical thinking. And then we have pillar number 2, which is the formation of a strong heart. And then we have the last one, which is change through exchange, or even cohesion. When we come to critical thinking, it is thinking beyond what you can see. And because for us human, we were created by God. Actually, when we buy a phone, it comes with a manual that you have to use to see what you need to, how you need to operate. But one of the biggest problems is that people do not know how to operate their hearts. Because, for me, I always want to talk about the Bible. And the Bible talks about guarding our hearts with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. There is nothing that happens to your life which does not emanate from your heart. And number 2, the Bible also talks about the heart being deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. And then there is a question, who can know it? And then the Bible says, I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins to give every man according to their ways. So if the heart is so deceitful above every other thing, I'm so thankful because Liz spoke about how she was happy she was able to go to Korea. But let me tell you one thing. In our hearts, we have that unsatisfying want. And then in mind education, we talk about desire and self-control. You know, desire is a very strong, like a very strong, powerful engine in you, which is pushing you. It is pushing you to the things that you want. But the problem is, if we do not have self-control, because every time, you know, the desire goes, it grows with the age that you are in. That's why I'm very sure even Pastor, when he was a very young boy, he was, if he was given some mandazi and money, he would cry for mandazi. He would not get the money.
Very true.
But as he came up growing, now mandazi became nothing. You give him mandazi and money, he goes first for money, and then now he's begging you to give the mandazi also because of the desire. The desire is growing. But if we do not have that self-control, I'm telling you the truth. Liz went to Korea. There was that expectation that she had, and that is what came to her heart. If you ask her today, she would want also to go to another place. You want to have a car, you get a car, you're desiring for another one. You want to get a house, you get it, you're now looking for a bigger one. You get a shoe that you've been praying for or you've been working for, you get it now tomorrow, not even after 2 days. Tomorrow you're thinking about another one that you saw on TV. So the heart of man can never be satisfied. That's why these people need to understand the desire in them and how to have self-control, depending on the ability that they have. Me, I don't believe in people who say that they committed suicide or they come out with suicidal cases because I did not have money. Or rather, my neighbor, they are living a better life than ourselves. Or I did not go to school, but my friend went to school, he's doing fine, I'm not doing fine. I don't believe in that. Me, I believe in this one thing. People commit suicide because they have a very weak heart. And for our bodies to become strong, we need to do some exercise, weightlifting, running, and doing what? It's a challenge. Yes, I'll go through it. I feel pain, but later my body becomes very strong. The same way, for your heart to become very strong, you have to go through challenges, difficulties. These are the exercise for the heart to be strong. Because once you overcome this kind of a challenge, then tomorrow you can overcome another one. You overcome this kind of a difficulty, then it means tomorrow you are able to overcome another. But many people, they live avoiding difficulties and challenges. I'm very sure that Pastor also, the people that he met are people who are trying now to evade the difficult.
But you all don't like difficulties and challenges.
Yeah, it's very true. Why? Because we have a very weak heart. That's why we need to have a very strong heart.
Allow me to ask you, even though you're not going to answer it now, where is it written that having a strong heart, it has to do with the challenges that you face in a day-to-day life?
Thank you.
Coming to you, Liz, here there is a question for you. Someone is asking, how do you feel? How have you grown personally over the past year? And can you identify any specific challenges that contributed to your personal development, stroke achievement?
Okay, I'll add to what Benjamin has said, because I also believe in the notion that if you're able to overcome challenges, you're able to attain a strong heart. It's just like if you are working out. Like I said, I'm also part of the fitness, also dance. The more I practice, the more I gain perfection. Sure. So same case, the more I try to embrace all these challenges and I overcome, eventually I will emerge as a champion.
Sure.
So the greatest challenge that I I was able to overcome is during we were seeking sponsorship to get the air tickets and such and such. So we went through a lot of rejection because we had to go to all these companies, approach people individually. Most of the time, like we get these people who are like talking back to us and like, I think you people should go and focus on things that matter. I don't understand why we want to go to this place and get this, but for us who are in this organization, we understood there's a reason why we want to go there. There's that driving force that's making us want to go there. And you are able to learn so many things. There are these experiences you can never get anywhere else. And it was like a once in a lifetime opportunity. So for me personally, how I developed is I was, through the rejection, I was able to like overcome the fear of approaching people. Like nowadays, if you tell me go and see this and this, even if they hold all these doctorates or these titles, I can be able to just easily approach them. So through that challenge, I was able to overcome the fear, because for me, I will consider myself as an introvert or a very shy person. But putting myself out there, although it was not easy, but I was able to gain at the end of it. So personally, I've grown. I'm able to like face anyone I meet. There's nothing holding me back, only fear. Yeah, so that's like what I can say based on that.
Oh, only fear can hold you back. But if you have overcome the fear, then how is fear holding you back again?
Like, it was only fear that was holding me back.
I get your point now. Now coming to you, Mr. Almonda, from what she has just said and how virgin for what Mr. Benjamin has said, that overcoming challenges makes you strong, which is true, I do agree. But again, we all don't like challenges. We just have to face them, because challenges are inevitable. So is change. It's inevitable. You never sit waiting for them, but they just find you. Maneuvering around it is the challenge bit that most of us are able to overcome. Some of us are not able to overcome. So when you're talking to the youth this past year, with the challenges that they are facing, what was their driving force for them to be able to hold on? Because when you're listening to motivation speakers, you're told if you cannot, you just don't have to be somewhere stagnant. You just have to walk. If you cannot walk, you run. If you cannot run, you crawl. If you're tired, you just tire, not hold on it, but you don't draw back. But you have to keep on moving forward. When you're talking now to the youth, what was the driving force to them that you have listened to, you've interacted with?
Okay, thank you so much. Maybe before that, one of the things that I've come to realize is every year we all set goals. And there's this aspect that we say that our goals are supposed to be smart. But that's one of the challenges that happens to the young people. When they are setting their goals, they don't make their goals smart. In this aspect, they are over ambitious. Okay? And then they don't look at the both sides of the coin. Because when you look at the both sides of the coin, that's when the aspect of the challenge will be able to come in and know, in case this happens, how will I be able to manage this particular issue? So you find that, yes, I want to achieve this, but am I be able to measure these goals? Are my goals specific? Is it specific that this is what I want? Is it measurable that I can end? Is it something that I can be able to attain? Is my goal a realistic goal? Okay? Do I have a time frame that I'm saying that I want to achieve this within maybe the next 3 months or the next 6 months or the next 1 year? But yes, it can be time frame or time bound, but is it realistic on the other hand? So one of the things that I noted that has really affected, especially the young people, is the consistency. They're not consistent when it comes to their dream. Yes, they want something, but when a challenge comes in, they run away from that goal. They set another goal. Okay? Instead of working hard to overcome this particular challenge.
Let me ask as you continue to answer that. You said as they work hard, but you said we are setting smart goals.
Yes.
Those are two different things.
Yes. Smart goals and working hard is this way. That I have this particular goal that I want to achieve. I've looked at all areas that my goal is smart. So for me to achieve the goal that is smart, I need to work towards it.
Sure.
And the working hard comes in because challenges will come in. I will not have everything that I require for me to achieve that particular goal. Just like Lisa said, that she wanted to go to Korea, but there was a challenge of finances. And for her to get the finances, she had to go and speak to people individually to ask for support. Okay? So there are people that looked at it and say, because I'm shy, then let me change my goalpost.
I'll not go.
I'll not go. Let me try something else. You find that that's the challenge that comes in, because I feel I can't overcome this particular challenge. So my point now comes in the consistency, because for you to achieve any dream that you want, you need to be consistent. Okay? For example, if I want to cut this, okay, I need to maintain the same place for as long as at the end I'll be able to cut it. But you find that if I try and I realize that this one is hard, I'll go to the next part, and then at the end I'll not be able to cut it out. So the consistency has been a challenge. And then one of the things I've been looking at is the discipline. And the discipline for me is the self-discipline, not just discipline. It's the self-discipline. And the self-discipline is the discipline that comes from within, not from without. Whereby I know this is what I want to achieve, and I need to do 1, 2, 3 things for me to be able to reach where I want to go. But you find that because this person lacks the self-discipline, okay, he or she will not be able to achieve. They'll be able to try something today, tomorrow, and then things will come out. There are things that will come in that will distract your focus. Like, for example, I want to read a book, okay? But now I realize that I have a challenge when it comes to social media. Then I'm using what? My phone to read a book. I'll not be able to achieve it because immediately I'm on page 2, see then there's what? A notification on TikTok or Instagram or on Twitter.
I'm sure.
M-Shwari wanatuku. Yeah. So at the end I will change my focus and come to check what is happening. M-Shwari wanasema nini? Hustler Fund wamenikumbuka.
By the way, hapo tu lose focus kabisa. Before I get to you, Mr. Benjamin, I'd want to hear maybe from Liz as we go to take a break, and with the challenges that you're able to overcome, with the goals that you had set in the beginning of the year, what can you look back and say, and maybe pat yourself in the back and say, congratulations, Liz, you made it this far? What are those things that you can reflect back and say, these ones I was able to achieve that seemed to be impossible in the beginning of the year, but by the end of it I was able to achieve, as you also gave your parting shot?
For me, looking back, I can say I've achieved a lot in the past year. Apart from going to Korea, I was able to like touch and impact the lives of other youths, because in the organization I'm in, IYF, we're able to like reach out to so many youths. We have these like outreach programs we are organizing. So through that, we're able to like share and discuss and like tell a bit about our story and the things we've learned so far.
Sure.
So through that, we had so many people interested in joining us, and also like they want to be part of the organization and learn what we are learning. And I was able to also travel locally and to different regions. We're able to like interact with so many people. Then I've also gotten an opportunity to like meet some of these prominent leaders in the country, and also getting a chance to perform for them through dance, the cultural dances. So I've learned so much. I've grown. Like that 1 year, I've grown a lot. Despite this challenge here and there, I was able to like, at the end of the day, I realized that my past it does not define who I am at the moment. But the step I take now is what will determine, am I winning or losing? But all I can say is that we should all like take that leap of faith, like step forward. We don't know, like the doors will open, and we should never be afraid. Just as the CS Honorable Babu Namamba, he continuously tells us that we should be never afraid to knock on a door. So I've taken that into note, and I'll never be afraid to like step forward, approach people. If this is what I want, I'll immediately chase after it. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you
As we
for
take a
having me.
break, we are going to come back with another guest who's going also to help us to see how he also went through the year, and how the year was for him. Because now gender equality says tukileta girl child tunaleta boy child pia tusimsahau. But thank you so much, Liz, for coming
Thank
through
you.
and for your insight as well. Viewer, I hope you're learning as much as I am about how to reflect back in your ear. What are those things that you are hoping to do, those things that you aspired to achieve? Did you achieve them? Share with us, interact with us across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. We'll be back shortly.